How's it going, guys? James here from Butler Farms on a beautiful spring day. Just out here getting some work done. About to get in the garden, actually. That little cold snap that we were supposed to have, it didn't get near as bad as what it was supposed to. And I think most of the cool mornings are over, so I'm going to be putting some plants in the ground. They're overdue to be put in the ground, and I'll bring you up to speed on that as we do it. But right now I want to show you something that I've been working on here. Let me ask you this question. Is that the strangest looking pickle juice you've ever seen in your life? Yeah, that's not pickle juice. That is my version of a homemade herbicide. Now, as you know, I try to keep all chemicals off my place as much as humanly possible. From the fertilizers that I use, I don't use chemical fertilizers. I absolutely will not have Roundup on my place at all for any reason. I have signs up at the road not to even spray along the road, that I'll just keep it cut to keep that out of there. But I needed something because, as y'all have seen, we planted these bushes up around the house, and as will always happen, you start getting the grass, you start getting the weeds popping up into there. So I was looking for something that would take care of that and would be not chemical, and would be something that would be safe. We have a lot of animals around here and all that kind of thing, pets and stuff that roam around out here in the yard. So I definitely didn't want to put a lot of chemicals out here, but as I've said, I'm not going to allow that up here anyway. So what I did is, of course, I save almost everything, and that's an old gallon pickle jar, like the big pickles you buy at the ballpark kind of thing. And been saving a few of those back for just such a time as this, and just using some stuff from around the house that I've found that take care of it. So what that is a gallon of just regular white vinegar that I put in the jar. It's 1.5 cups of salt and about 2 tablespoons of Dawn dishwashing detergent. I just took a stick, I mixed it all together, and we get this beautiful blue color that you see here that is so unappetizing. Other than the pickle jar, there's nothing about it that says that that's edible. And of course, I've got these little spray bottles that I keep around, and put some in the spray bottle. Now, I do want to caution you, if you're going to use a spray bottle, going from a wide mouth like that big pickle jar to a small mouth like that, you might not want to pour it down in your shoes like I did. So I'm having to wash a pair of shoes that I did not expect that to happen, but nevertheless, you live and you learn. So I was out here yesterday and I started spraying some of this stuff that's coming up, and fortunately or unfortunately, I was in a hurry. I came home yesterday and broke the garden one last time. We were supposed to have some heavy rain. We did get a little bit of rain, so it didn't do as well as it should have, but you can see that these plants are already starting to lose their color. They're already starting to bend over. Some of them are already starting to brown a little bit at the top. You can see over here, it's probably not as obvious as it is to me looking at it from here, but that was very bright green yesterday. You can already see how they're already starting to break down and turn. Now I think that the rain kind of knocked that back a little bit and washed some of it off, but I'm going to reapply it. We're not supposed to have rain for quite a while now, so I'm going to spray these again and hit them good and hard with that vinegar and salt solution, and you know, see if it works. I mean, it's just an experiment. There's really, when you think about the price of salt and the price of store brand vinegar, guys, there's not much in that. And with the price of chemical fertilizers around, A, I'm not going to have them up here, and B, I'm too cheap to buy them even if I would let them up here. So just trying to find some solutions around here that will take care of that. And now obviously when you get to a place like what you see right over there, that is extremely close to that plant. Now the reason I have it in a spray bottle, I can dial that spray bottle down and get it to where I can control the spray, and I get really close to the plants and spray them so that it's not getting on my shrubbery, because it'll do the same thing obviously to the shrubbery that it'll do to that it'll do to the weeds. So I've got to be very careful with that. You can probably tell the difference. Here's some that I sprayed yesterday before the rain, and it's already done that to it. You can see what that looks like. That right there is the same exact stuff. Okay, so you can see what it looks like if it hasn't been sprayed. That's what it looks like after it has, and like I said, then the rain washed it off. So I think once I hit it with a good dose, here now that we're not going to have rain for quite a while, I think it will do well to take these weeds out. Now stuff like this, you can see my shrubbery here, the weeds there. I won't even try that. It's just too close, and we've worked too hard out here trying to do some things around the house. So stuff like that I'll pull, but this stuff that's out in the open, it's not really around other plants. I've tried pulling it. Of course, you break it and the roots stay in it, and then you've got the same problem. In a few days it pops right back up. And so, you know, it's one of those things that if I can kill it down, that'd be a much better option for me than coming out here every few days. I just don't have the time for it at this point in time. So it's just an experiment, just a strange looking brew that I've got over there. Obviously the Dawn dishwashing detergent turned it that color, and that's just to break the surface tension when you're spraying it. And so that's all that's for. I'm not sure the soap does anything as far as killing the weeds. The salt and the vinegar takes care of that, but it is what it is. It looks like it's going to work. Like I said, I did a real quick experiment with it last night, about 2 hours before the rain came in. So if it does that and then gets hit with rain, and it did it that quickly, I've got confidence that it's going to be successful as far as taking these weeds out. So I'll work on that in a little while I've got this beautiful weather. Today I was able to get the garden broke with the disc yesterday. Weeds had popped up again. That's what I wanted it to do. We've had some warm days and some good rain, so I wanted the weeds to pop up again, and I turned them back under. So that should take care of that. It is kind of rough broke, so I'm getting ready to go get the tiller and go down there and till it up. I've got plants ready to go in the ground, so I will bring you along when we do that. And maybe late this afternoon, after I get my plants in the ground. We're going to be in the mid to upper 70s here for the foreseeable future. So I'm just itching to get plants in the ground. I just can't stand it anymore. I've got plants up here at the shop that are overdue. I've got to get them in the ground. They've outgrown what they're in, and it's that time. So I'm gonna take a chance. I don't see any bad cold weather coming anytime soon. I think where it dips down at night, it'll be all right. And you know, they may struggle a little bit to begin with, but then these warm days will perk them right back up. But I'll get back to the weed killing hopefully this afternoon after I can get those in the ground. But I'm gonna take advantage of this beautiful day that we've got. Man, it's just so nice out here. Can't imagine sitting inside the house today. Even if I didn't have a long list like I always do, I would have to get myself outside on a day like today. So remember, that's just 1 gallon of vinegar, 1.5 cups of salt, and about 2 tablespoons of Dawn dishwashing detergent. Guys, it's just natural ingredients. Cheap stuff that you can buy at any grocery store. You can get store brands of all of that. It doesn't have to be Dawn. It doesn't have to be a certain brand of vinegar or anything like that. It's just buy the store brand. And all total, I think I've got about maybe $2, $3 in the whole gallon jug. Go try that at Lowe's or at Home Depot to buy herbicides. And then you're also dealing with some potentially pretty nasty stuff. If that stuff spills on me, I smell like vinegar. That's about the extent of it. So I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm gonna go get busy. I'll see you here in a little while after I get the garden done. I am itching to get down there. So until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Guys, please hit that thumbs up after you watch. Leave a comment. I love to see them. I love to talk back and forth with you. And we'll see you soon. Until next time, God bless. This is James from Butler Farms, and we'll be seeing you.